Hey, I'm back. In case you were worried that I might not return, I made it. I made it another week. I'm not going to say welcome to the John Murphy show because I feel stupid. I don't have a different name for the show, but if there's any suggestions, can you send me a message? Clearly, that's not my forte. Is that the right word? I sorry, I'm disheveled. I don't know if I have anything to talk about. This might be quick. I'm just gonna call it Jen. Can I just call it Jen? I'm just gonna put Jen from now on. Because I'm just doing this as a challenge to myself, as a way to be honest about things that are embarrassing. Which, if you see me perform live, you'd be like, "That's what you do all the time." On stage, in the form of a joke, it's a lot easier to say things that make me look like an idiot, or things that I do that are embarrassing. But because when it's live, it's just only the audience is hearing it. So it's so terrifying to do this and then put it on YouTube, and like literally anybody can, at any time, it's there. I mean, I can delete it, but anybody can look me up. Like, wonder what this girl's about. Click on a video and be like, yeah, so long. But yeah, I've been having weird interactions lately with men. I think I'm very I can feel when I'm my behavior is a turnoff because I'm not behaving in a way that it's almost like a selfish behavior where I'm just like needing attention, I guess. And it's not working out in the last week. It's been a very, I don't know, just kind of negative interactions. So I need to stop seeking validation from uh, texting. I start to feel really needy, and then I send a text to a guy, and then if I don't get the response that I want, then it's just like, then I then it bums me. I don't know. It's too much. It's that's not the way that you should fulfill yourself. I should read a good book. I should read some self-help books or something. I don't know. So I need to take a break from this behavior. I need to not text anybody. And like the way alcoholics count days of how many days it's been since they haven't drank. I need to count days of not sending out needy text messages. So today's day one. I haven't sent a text today. I'm so proud of myself. I mean, I'm not that bad. I'm probably making it sound worse than it is. I don't text that much. It's just that when I do, it, I'm, I don't know what I need. I'm needing something, and it's the wrong reason to be doing some of the behavior that I do. Anyway, we all have our downfalls. I have a lot of good qualities, guys. You can see all the freaking shit that's behind me. I probably should have cleaned my table. If you're watching this, if you're listening, disregard this. It's basically just like a big box of Kleenex too behind me. I don't cry that much, guys. I'm just old and my nose runs every single morning. I don't know. I hit a certain age where I just leak. It's just a constant leakage. Um, it's Mother's Day. Just saw my mom. That was fun. I thought it would be funny if I had a goldfish that died a couple weeks ago, so I put the goldfish into my freezer and froze it and then kept it in a baggie, not just the fish. I'm not totally heartless. I put the fish in a baggie and froze it and then saved it. And I took it to my mom's today and put it in her freezer so that when she got ice, she would find a goldfish. I know I'm so mature. I'm very mature. It's kind of a callback because I did that once when I was 15, except that time I took the actual fish and put it in the ice tray so that it froze into an ice cube. Way funnier. I'm gonna admit today's wasn't that funny. I was hoping it'd be funnier. It wasn't that funny. It was kind of a lame attempt at comedy. I fail. Sometimes I fail. A lot. The fish in the ice cube was funnier, but my mom's a little older. My stepdad definitely wouldn't have noticed the fish. So one of them would have ended up putting it in their drink, and I don't want to kill somebody with the dead bacteria goldfish. So sometimes you can only do a joke once. Then you try and go do it again. 25 years later, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. I learned a lesson in comedy today. I still had fun though. Who doesn't love a good dead frozen goldfish? Anyway, she found it. So then I pretend I threw away, but really I just hid it down deeper under some other food. So she'll find it again in 3 months. So guess what? Even though the joke didn't work, I kept going with it. Because I'm committed. This is a just amazing story, isn't it? You're on the edge of your seat. If you are somebody who does things on YouTube, puts out content on YouTube, I highly recommend not going and hitting the analytics button to see how much time people are watching of the content you put out. Because on average, if I do, let's say like 20 minutes on this, and then it says, oh, you've got 100 views so far. I'm like, what? That's a lot for me. For this show, not other stuff. But this one, it's nothing big. It's just me. So I was like, 100, that's cool. And then you go and you click analytics and it shows you average time watched 2.5 minutes. And then it said, that's down 1.5 minutes from last week. Oh, great. Last week it was 4 minutes. Now it's down to 2.5. I'm killing it. They basically just got past me saying, this is the Jen Murphy show. And that sounds stupid. I know. The Jen Murphy show is a stupid name, but also I just didn't I wasn't trying to think of something clever. Because I don't even want to have the name for it. I just want to be here to do this. It's not a show. I don't know why I named it a show. It's just want to do like a vlog. I just want to come here once a week and vomit onto this microphone, emotionally vomit all over YouTube. I'm not great at talking for a long time. So I was even considering maybe I should do this like 3 times a week. I know, so that it can drop down to people watching for just 30 seconds. No. Positive. I gotta stay positive. No, because I was thinking maybe like do lesser time, but more often. I don't know. We'll see. If you have any thoughts, just let me know. Somebody messaged me and said the show could be better if I need guests and I need music. And I'm not disagreeing with this person. Those are great things, but that's not. I'm just going kind of bare bones here. Garage style. Also, I don't know how to put music on this, to be honest with you. I could learn. But is that going to make people watch for longer than 2.5 minutes if there's a song at the beginning? I don't know. Maybe it makes me look more professional. At some point, someday, I will have a song at the beginning of this. And then you guys are really going to, I mean, guys are going to be texting me nonstop once I get that song in there. The guest thing, I've had a guest before. I'm not opposed to guests. But like I said, I'm doing this as a challenge to myself because it's very difficult. I could get a guest and I could talk to them and give them most of the spotlight, and that makes it way easier for me. But that's just not the challenge that I'm going for with this. I do the other podcast with Christina called Jill and Off. And the reason I started doing this one was to do something completely different that is more challenging because, I got Christina on the other one. It's just laughter. It's fun. Have I talked about anything significant yet? No. A dead fish. It's been coming up a lot with. I have some family members who, and I don't want to like go too deep into this because I don't want to get like political. There seems to be a recurring thing of how there's just as many white people shot by cops as there are black people, but the news doesn't show it because they want to go down that narrative of cops shooting black people. And I can't even talk to them about it. I can't even like I'm not even going to get into an argument or a discussion about it because I feel like they're trying to say like there's not really racism. They bring up like statistics. Like if you look at the statistics, there's just as many white people shot as black. And maybe if you look at the statistics, there are, but that doesn't mean there's not like a ton of race. Like there's just, I can't even talk to them about it because I get so angry. I get so angry. Like I just get so mad. Like how could you? I don't understand anybody who can think there's not a ton of racism constantly. Like have you? I don't. I mean, I think I've been out in the world. I know a lot more people just from doing comedy. I meet a lot of people. My circle of colleagues, of fellow comedians is huge because as opposed to somebody who maybe just works in an office with 5 other people, I've encountered 100 comedians. Like, so I don't know if I just see more. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that I know more than anybody else or that, but I don't even know where I'm going with this. I think there's just certain topics that I get too angry to even try and argue because what's the point of arguing? Are you going to try and change somebody's mind? I can't change anyone's mind. But I think the thing that's frustrating, if that's your opinion, then that's your opinion. I don't, whatever other people believe, that's fine. With as long as I respect that somebody has an opinion. I'm not going to try and change it unless it's something that's harming. Unless they're doing harm to somebody, like direct harm. But when it's something as big as that, for me, I feel like it affects my relationship with that person. And it's a family member that I'm like really close to, but I'm like, I can't. The fact that you feel that way it makes me just a little bit more. I guess it's just like it's like politics. I mean, they said, you know, there were people that got divorced, I guess, when Trump first got elected because they were on different sides. So I guess those things can. I'm really rambling. I'm contemplating stopping this and starting over. Excuse me. But I'll power through. Sometimes I'm going to suck. I just got it. I just got to live with this sucky shit that I'm doing at the moment. I have a hard time talking about serious subjects because I feel like my vocabulary is not extensive. I feel like I'm just too dumb. I'm not dumb. I feel like I don't articulate myself well enough to express my feelings on a. That's why when I'm on stage, I tend to stick more with just like, silly shit, dick jokes. Cause I'm like, sometimes I want to try and bring up something a little more deep. And I feel like if I did, that the whole crowd would just be like, why is this girl trying to like talk serious? The fuck does she know? I admire comedians that can get deep. Maybe I'll try. Maybe that'll be my next challenge. Get deep in there. Got to get a new goldfish. I'll tell you that. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I have to have an MRI on Friday, and I don't think I can do it. I don't know what has happened to me in the last couple of years, but I never had anxiety before. I shouldn't say never. I'm sure I did. I can't really recall having like bad anxiety, but not like it is now where if anything is even close to covering my face at all, like it's just, I can't, like I'll freak out. I cannot breathe. And I have to have an MRI. And I'm like, I don't think I can like physically cannot do it. And I don't know what to do because I got to do it, but I'm going to freak out. And I know I shouldn't tell myself I'm going to freak out. I should tell myself I'm going to be fine, but I know that I physically have like a serious anxiety problem. But I just don't understand. I don't get why, because there's nothing that's going to happen to me from being in a tube for an MRI. Like you don't die. Like nothing's going to happen. But as soon as there's a closed space around me, it's just complete, like I cannot breathe. Complete meltdown. And I don't know what to do. If anybody has any suggestions. If anybody's made it this far, if this is the 2.5 minutes that you're listening to and you happen to hear this part, please give me a suggestion. I just want to say, going back, the lovely person who suggested that I do music, and I guess I wasn't shitting on you. I was just pointing out that I don't feel like I need to follow. I don't want to follow any format of like, this is what you're supposed to do, because I don't even want a name for this. That's how much I'm not following a format. But the anxiety thing is freaking, it's just getting frustrating. Maybe because it's new. So I'm still learning how to like handle it and how to trust that I'm not, those thoughts and that stuff in my brain is not the real, that I'm making the decisions. But it feels real when it's taking over. I don't know. Guys, I'm on day 1 of not texting. Excuse me if I seem to be off my game. Such an idiot. Like I said, it is Mother's Day, and everybody put not everybody, a lot of people put pictures of their mothers on the social media. And that's cute. It's really cute. I think it's funny though when people write letters to their mother. People do this often when someone passes away too. It's one thing if you're just like, hey, this is my mom. Happy Mother's Day. Or if someone passes away, like, oh man, rest in peace. This was a good dude. But sometimes people, they will write like just a couple paragraphs of like, dear Gabriel, you were such a good, and like, you're writing a letter to somebody on social media only so that everyone else is reading. Like, who are you writing to? Because you're not writing to the person that you say you're writing to, because they're not going to read it. So who are you writing to? What? I just don't get it. I'm honestly like pleading ignorance on this one. I'm not even shitting on these people, even though sometimes when I first read it, I kind of want to, but I'm like, no, I just don't get the reason, I guess. But to me, it's like, if you have certain feelings about somebody, if why not just tell them if they're alive, and if they're passed away, I don't know, write it in your diary. Maybe social media has become diary. That's people's diaries, I guess. But you're really just doing it so that everybody else reads it and like, it's like, oh, what a sweetheart. Look at this letter. Fear I'm being a dick right now. And I am. A little bit. I'm judging. Maybe it's just a younger generation thing. I guess maybe the younger generation's social media is their journal. They're just journaling. That's what I went through today. A lot of cute moms out there, though. I always get nervous when people post a picture of them with their mom because I'm like, is she still alive? Is she dead? What am I looking at here? Should I put a cute heart or a broken heart? If she's dead, start the sentence with RIP so that I know. You know, I talked before about how Christina challenged me to do 50 before 50, and now it's been a month and a half, and I'm already going the complete opposite way. Counting days of not texting people. It doesn't mean I can't meet dudes and have fun. I just can't reach out seeking a validation. I can reach out if I legitimately want to know how you doing, but not if I'm asking just so that I can hear my phone ding back to me. I'd be like, somebody does like you, Jen. So ridiculous. There are worse things I could be, I guess. Being a needy texter isn't really that high up there on the worrisome list. There's a lot worse things I could be. One moment, please. I'll be right back. Don't leave. Okay, I'm back. I know it's gone so long. Sorry, I had to talk myself off the ledge for a second. Just kidding. Well, not really. I'm not kidding. Okay, I'm gonna put this episode out no matter what. I'm so sorry if it's. I'm not sorry. If it sucks. You already stopped listening. If it sucks. I live in Los Angeles, and things are opening back up. Yeah, but it's. I go walking every day out on the streets, and if I keep my mask on me if I'm coming toward I if I'm coming towards a place, if there's people outside eating, whatever, I'll put it on to be nice. But for the most part, I'm walking on the sidewalk by myself. And, I play that game where if I see people coming, they don't have a mask, then cool. Like, we're good. I still step out off the sidewalk into the street just because it's like it feels like COVID's ending, but then it's still like, I don't know, we're supposed to stay away from people, I guess. Although now you go to a bar or restaurant and uh, you're the same distance as I'm going to be. I'm amazed at how many people are still, I'm like at least 10 feet away from them. They're on the sidewalk. I go out into the street. I'm very far. And they'll still, a lot of them, if they have their mask around their chin, they'll pull it up, even though I'm like 10 feet away from them. I'm like, do you think you're going to catch my breath? You think I'm going to breathe on you from like 10 feet away? And maybe it's just habit. Maybe they're in the same habit that I am, where they see someone, they put their mask up. I see someone, I walk it into the street. So maybe I'm judging too much, but it's just, it didn't used to bother me. And now it's starting to just get annoying where I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? What, like, I just want to yell at them, like, I'm vaccinated. Like, do we all have to wear a sign? But I feel like people aren't even going to feel safe. This is definitely probably an LA thing because I have friends that live in other states and I don't think this is such a problem. But I'm like, now that in a way it feels like the world is opening back up and COVID, it's not as prevalent as it was. But at the same time, there's a lot of people still acting like we're back in May of 2020. Like everyone is wearing masks here. It's like, how long is it going to take before you feel comfortable walking down the sidewalk outside in the middle of the day in the open air without a mask? I'm I would think by now it would be less, but it's not. So it's making me wonder how long it's going to take, and it's just frustrating. I'm starting to put my mask on less and less because I used to put it up just to be nice and be like, I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. But now at this point, I'm just like, no, I'm outside in the air. I shouldn't have to keep putting this thing up and down because you think you're going to catch my breath 10 feet away. I don't want to be a dick, but sometimes you got to take a stand. And I'm standing for no masks in the street. There, I made my point. Wasn't that great? I made a point. It's not. Ugh. Maybe I should be more animated. Come up with some funny characters and some voices. That would make things more exciting for this, wouldn't it? Guys, really the only reason I'm doing this is I just like to get on Zoom by myself and stare at myself in the computer. I could just be in my bathroom talking to the mirror. It's funny that I sit here and I stare at myself on the computer. And then when I do go in the bathroom, I'm like, don't look directly. It's like, don't look directly at the sun. I'm like, don't make eye contact with yourself. You don't want to know what you really look like. Keep one eye closed. That's what I do if I get up in the middle of the night and I have to pee and I have to turn the light on. I'm like, don't look in the mirror. You don't want to see this. It's not going to be good. Yeah. All right, I'm almost done. I attempted a masturbation the other day. And because this past weekend I just was in such a needy place, it was like it was enjoyable while it was happening. And then afterwards, I was just like, I'm alone. And I just started crying. Masturbation gone wrong. I have this belief, and I think I've talked to some other girls, and I feel like I'm in the opposite. I feel like most single people probably masturbate more when they don't have someone they're sleeping with. But I tend to masturbate a lot less because I can do it if I have somebody that I'm involved with. Then the masturbation is just sort of like a fun side gig. I think I've already talked about this before, and I apologize if I did. But when masturbation is the main source, that's my only source, it just becomes depressing. I'm like, oh, all I have is me? No. I need the real thing. Oof, it's going to be hard to put this episode out, but I'm going to do it. How many times have I said that already? I'm repeating myself. That's okay. Anyway, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment, suggestions. If you're listening, you can always email me, jenmurphylive@gmail.com. JENMURPHY. There's only one N in Jen. A lot of people want to put two. I don't know why. It's just Jen. It's not Jen. Make it as simple as possible, guys. One N. Excuse me. Ugh. I didn't mean to burp, but I did. All right. Well, you know what? Happy Mother's Day. Hope you got some good food. Hope you got your mom to see. If you don't have your mother, rest in peace. Write about it on social media. I'm a dick. All right. Bye.